A giant wake-up call is coming for the DC liberals in this country. After the voting tomorrow and through the next week, a reality is going to set in that they have never been the majority. The eyes reveal everything that even the words don't say. And there's a picture I would like to share with you today that shows this. This concept of using the eyes to discern the truth of someone is not only biblical, the military uses it, and online platforms use it. They can tell a great deal with the camera of your phone just by looking at how your eyes move around. The Bible says the light of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye be single, meaning of one mind, your whole body shall be full of light. But if your eye be evil, your whole body shall be full of darkness. In this case, evil means conflicted. If therefore the light that is in you be darkness, how great is that darkness? Now let me show you a picture of someone who has a great deal of darkness in their eyes. This is Jack Dorsey. He is, of course, the founder, CEO of Twitter. If you look at these two pictures very closely, the one on the left from some years gone by, the one on the right most recently, you can see a man who has hopelessness in his eyes. Pain, confusion, and a sense of foreboding. Now, if all the polls were supposedly true, saying that Joe Biden was going to win this huge victory, why would we see this out of this guy who is a very staunch liberal, a very pro-Democrat guy? You would think you would see light and joy and happiness and security and confidence. You don't see that. You see a man who has fear because he knows something. This guy looks at data all day long about what people are doing, trends, opinions, and he's confused. He's hopeless at this point because he's starting to get the wake-up call. He's already actually had it. He just can't reveal it publicly. Now let me show you another set of eyes. These are full of light. These are full of life, confidence, steely-eyed determination. This is, of course, Ivanka Trump. This is what I've been talking about last video. There is going to be a landslide tomorrow, an earthquake. I would not want to be this guy tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, because there's going to be questions he can't answer. There are going to be explanations he can't give about why it all came apart, about why all of their plans in secret were completely ineffectual. Because the truth of the matter is this: the silent majority is speaking. For the first time in a long time, in a real way, there is new evidence emerging that proves the silent majority has been very real for a very long time, and we far outnumber the DC liberals. Over the last summer, there were events that have woken people up and said, okay, now it's time. Now it's time to get involved because they're threatening the law and order society. They're threatening our safety. They're threatening our security. There are statistics everywhere proving that America is getting more conservative. All of the statistics talking about America getting older always talk about that story in the context of healthcare. They don't talk about it in the context of voting, and they don't talk about it in the context of immigration. Now, immigration might confuse some people, but let me show you something. Something I think you'll find very interesting. Now, these are official maps. We talked about this before. Let me get this adjusted just right here. There we go. The one on the right is my prediction for tomorrow. Trump 332, Biden 206. But what I really want you to focus on here is the numbers of the electoral votes assigned to each state. Now, this is the exact same website, 270towin.com. 270towin.com. On the left is the projected 2024 electoral layout. It shows Florida with 31 electoral votes, Texas with 41 electoral votes, Arizona with 12. All of the red states are gaining. This is 2000. We used this in the last video. Florida only had 25. Texas only had 32. Texas is projected to go from 32 electoral votes in 2000 to 41. That's a net gain of 9 in 20 years. That's basically an entire state of Minnesota. Let me say this again. The red state of Texas is gaining all of the electoral representation of the entire state of Minnesota after this election. This is the story they don't want you to see. This is the projected change in electoral votes for 2024 and 2028. Apportionment only occurs every 10 years. This is one of those years. Texas is set to gain 3. Florida set to gain 2. North Carolina set to gain 1. Arizona 1. Montana 1. All red states. Oregon is getting some people from California, but California losing a vote. Minnesota, Illinois, Pennsylvania, New York, Rhode Island, all losing votes. Meaning 3 things are true. America is getting older, America is getting more conservative, and America is moving south. America is getting older, America is getting more conservative, and America is moving south. These are facts, not my opinion. You can go to 270towin.com and find this for yourself. I'll even put the link down in the first pinned comment. The first pinned comment that you see will have these links, and you can look at this for yourself. These are their projections based on population. Texas is gaining an entire state equivalent of Minnesota in representation. Florida has gone from 25 in 2000 to 31. New York is continuing to drop like a stone. They will be down to 28. Back in 2000, they had 33. They've lost more than the entire state of Maine in representation. In fact, they've lost an entire West Virginia in the last 20 years. All of these states, Georgia, 13. What are they looking at for 2024? 16. Missouri's going up. Arizona going way up. This is the proof. This is the proof, and you can see it in other statistics. Talking about Americans getting older. Older people projected to outnumber children for first time in U.S. history. This is 8 October 2019 revised. I'll give you these links. The return of the silent majority. New evidence emerges that proves the silent majority is real. Now look in the eyes of this person, who is a conservative and likely in 2024 the next president of the United States, and look at these eyes. See, I put that picture in the middle because it was the first thing that came to mind. He reminds me of one of these guys walking down the street, holding a sign, "The end is nigh." Look at the change. Look at the difference. It's undeniable. It is absolutely, completely undeniable what's happened to this guy. His job. He sits and looks at data about Twitter users, about people online, and he uses that data to sell it to advertisers. And something is very clear to him. Something's undeniable in the data. There are more conservatives. They are more energized than they have ever been. And the silent majority is waking up, and they're realizing just how outnumbered they are and how they have no hope. The trends are not in their favor. And the media said, well, okay, well, we're going to say this and say that and see if we can inspire people. And it has failed. They have failed in a way that makes 2016 almost look like a victory for them. That they even did that well. The loss that's coming now is going to send reverberations throughout politics for a long time and around the world. Can American pollsters be trusted anymore? Can exit polls be trusted anymore? Because a whole huge group of people now is getting involved in politics that don't answer polls. That tell you to mind your own business if you ask them who they're voting for or who they voted for. But the one thing that they can't hide is who they are. And people buy things online. People go shop. People, it's very easy to look at a shopping list and say conservative or liberal. That's not a hard thing to do. And when you look at those eyes versus these eyes, I'll tell you what, guys. Quick. Pick one as a leader. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.